Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. When will people learn that it's not okay to ever touch another person's pet, or another person for that matter? Why can't they keep their hands to themselves, especially if that dog's a service dog? Ugh. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're new here, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a new video every single day. Here we go. Entitled Karen picks up, then drops my service dog on her face and gets arrested. Okay, so my service dog of 5 years recently passed away due to cancer on the 3rd of this year, and I remember this story. I'm 14 and this story took place when I was 13. Our characters: SD equals service dog, Dee Dee, K equals Karen, me equals me, and GS equals GameStop lady. So I was in a GameStop at the mall that I went to weekly because I had ice skating classes and had my service dog with me. She was a psychiatric service dog trained to avoid anxiety attacks that can lead to harm to myself and others, and to alert me to when I might pass out. She did not have a vest because it interfered with her work and my disability, and by ADA law, she doesn't need one in that case. But she did have a leash that read, "Anxiety Service Dog, Do Not Pet." And I was looking around, and I also just wanted to pop in and say hi to an employee, GS, that I was pretty chill with. I was looking at a game for my Switch, and my dog was behind me for a task, basically to make more space for me to avoid an episode, since people being down my neck is a huge trigger for me. And I hear this lady, Karen, "Aw, cute puppy." And she picks up my working service dog. Me, "Oh, can you please not pick her up? She's working and has to stay focused." I was cut off by Karen, who was still holding my dog. Karen, "It doesn't have a vest. It's fine." Me, "Excuse me? By law, she doesn't need one if it. I was cut off again. But this time, I could feel like I was about to have a really bad episode. I felt like I was going to faint as my dog struggled to get to me and out of Karen's grasp. Then GS came to my rescue. GS, "Ma'am, please let go of Dee Dee. She's a working dog, and what you're doing is illegal by distracting a working service dog." She knows me and my dog by name because we're pretty okay friends. Karen, "No, this is my daughter's therapy dog." Who's her daughter? I don't know. She was there alone. No kids. Next thing I know, I was falling down and it went black for me. And this next part was told by the employee. She said that after I went out, Karen dropped my dog on her face. My dog was a small Chihuahua and Dachshund mix, and Karen around 6 foot to 6'3". They said my dog just got up and rushed over to me and started tasking by licking my face and laying on my stomach, just trying to wake me up. But I didn't wake up for a while because it turns out I hit my head on the glass display case and GS called 911 since I wasn't getting up. I woke up to mall security and cops around me as one cop was cuffing Karen. Later, I found out that she was getting arrested for assault, animal cruelty, attempted robbery, distracting a service dog or something like that, and attempted murder. But my dog ended up being okay, and I ended up being okay in the end. I don't know very much on legal stuff. I just didn't even want to bother with it. We just didn't have the time or money to really do anything about it. And our second story. Ma'am, I am the owner. I'll make this quick so I don't have to waste your time. My great-grandfather made a diner in a small town. It was passed by generations, and now I own the place. I patrol the place daily. I have 2 cashiers, since this is diner, and a chef who didn't even care. He was more on doing his job first. One of the cashiers was on her break, and the other one was struggling with one line. I helped her out by a lot, and her colleague came back from her break. She said she was sorry for using my time. I replied, "It's fine." A few minutes later, the other cashier came for a break, and now I had to do her job, which was fine by me. Here comes the Karen, and her very innocent and young daughter. Her daughter had nothing to do with this, so she came in my diner. She complained that the food was so long to deliver. We didn't do deliveries. She wanted to speak to the manager. I came in my office, took off my apron, now showing my name tag, and the top of my name it said owner. It was small. I came back and my cashier was still doing her job. The Karen looked really angry and told me where the manager was. I told her, "Ma'am, the manager isn't here, but you can talk to the owner." She looked around and said with a confused yet frowning face, she asked, "Where?" To which I replied, "In front of you." I looked really intimidating for a joke. She went really red. Her ears were the same color, but her face was pink, and ran away with her toddler following her. My cashier came back while my other cashier was holding a breathtaking laugh. And when the customers were done ordering and eating, we came to our employees only room, aka break/free food room. All the seats were full, so no customers for now. I even heard other customers laugh. My cashier, who witnessed the whole thing, laughed so hard her voice was heard outside the door. We had CCTV cameras with audio. We watched the whole footage. It was 3 minutes long. Both of them laughed at the same time. They came back to their spots, and the day was normal again. If you're going to ask where my employees went when they had a break, they go outside, have some freedom, or they can have free food from our diner. Another, why didn't the chef come with you in the employee's office? He went on a break. I gave him a footage, and he had a little laugh. And our next story. Random angry lady who doesn't like where I parked. Okay, so needed context. The store I work at has a parking lot on either side of the building, front and back. The back lot is where the employee parking is and where we also park our work vans. The front lot very, very rarely fills up, but last week there was some construction done to the building, so there were work trucks filling up the front lot. Also, the back door to our store had been replaced, but the auto close arm wasn't, so you have to hold the door and shut it slowly or else it slams shut and is super loud. For the purposes of this story, I am Jason, the lady I had the entanglement with is Karen, and my boss is Scott. Sundays are my late start days where I come in after the store is already open to run my van route. I pulled into the back lot in my POV wearing my uniform, hoodie, and polo shirt. Both have store logo on them. I also usually wear a black unmarked hat as well. So I park, and as I'm getting out of my car, the lady in the car next to me stops pulling out of her spot and rolls down her window. The following conversation ensues. Karen, "Excuse me, you can't park there." Me, "I sure can." Karen, "You sure can't. An employee just yelled at me for parking back here. You have to go around front." Me, "No, it's okay, I work here." Karen, "Then why aren't you in uniform?" Me, points to my shirt logo. "I am in uniform." Karen, "Where's your badge?" Me, "I don't have one." Karen, "Well, the other guy was wearing one." Me, "My manager wears a tag that says manager because we all wear the same polo shirt." Karen, "How am I supposed to know that?" Me, Karen, "Whatever, your customer service sucks anyway. When I get in there, I'm telling your manager." Me, "Great. He's the one with the manager badge." At this point, I'd gotten my bag out of my back seat and had started walking towards the store. Karen, "Hey, a-hole, I'm still talking to you." I'm about to turn around and say something when, I guess, Scott heard the commotion and decided to try and get me out of a tough spot in his own way. He throws the back door open and yells, "Scott, Jason, why the F are you late?" Me, "This woman told me I can't park here." Karen, "He doesn't even work here." Scott, "Ma'am, I asked you to pull around front to the customer parking." Karen, "You can't treat your employees that way." Scott, "I thought you said he doesn't work here." By now I've made it into the store and Scott waves me in. Making full eye contact with Karen, he moves his hand and lets the door slam shut over top what she was yelling at him. Unfortunately, I wasn't there long enough to see if she actually came in and tried to deal with him or not. Closing the door while making eye contact. Boss move. And our last story. HOA dictates their rules. I made a mistake 3 years ago of buying a property in an HOA neighborhood. At the time, the regulations were relaxed, but a new board has taken over, and they're nuts. Last year, after my neighbor cut down a tree and the HOA was mad about it, they made a new rule that to cut down a tree, you must get HOA permission. And if you remove a tree without HOA permission, you must pay the HOA the value of the tree. Basically, they consider the tree to be a value to the whole neighborhood, not just you. My problem is that I have a very mature tree, arborist said around 80 plus years, that's been struck by lightning. I brought an arborist to assess it and see if it could be helped, and the arborist says it cannot be saved. They said it's in a dangerous condition and should be removed immediately. And if I don't get it down before it starts to drop, it'll do serious damage to my property or my neighbors. I informed the HOA of my plan to cut down the tree. They said no. They said they need proof that it's actually dangerous. So I got a statement from the arborist who also provided a diagram of its faults. Despite this, the HOA still says no. Someone on the board insists he knows trees and mine is fine, and that the arborist is just looking to make bank by referring me to someone who'll give them a cut of what I pay them to cut it down. I've gone to 4 meetings to plead my case, paid for a second arborist opinion, and have even gone directly to individual board members to persuade them. Nothing's worked. The HOA claims that if I take it down without permission, I owe them the value of the tree. I can't pay them tens of thousands of dollars just because they're unreasonable. In fact, I believe they are intentionally not giving me permission, so I will be forced to pay the money. At this point, the tree is such a liability, I've made plans to have it removed beginning next week. I can't afford for it to come down. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.